So you got a lot of options. Fill up Wukong, a very highly picked champion. Riku.
Rakan's open. It makes me wonder if RIX picks this in the first red side, at least get a Ziggs Rakan. I feel like that could be possible. Just take that away from Mena.
Would love to see the Rakan for Clue. The first pick, though, the Corki, that backline option for Vivo Kid. A little bit more aggressive, can keep pace with a dive, will be able to play in the backline of these fights and deal damage.
And additionally, the Corki can be flexed either mid and bot, so not a lot of revelation.
He's doing yoga. Flexible.
Yeah, flex here and there. But surprisingly, they decided to go Kha'Zix instead, so that means Rick says we're confident enough. Fine, take the Rakan, because this is the... VK has to pick it now or else it's going to get banned on the next bans.
I mean, Seven's really good on the Buggy Boy, so it's all about getting him a comfort pick, and he's got this space to operate it because we're seeing that Singed yet again in the mid lane, a very safe defensive pick that enables your side lanes.
And there it is, the Rakan. Locked on in.
There he is.
Ooh, there he is.
It's almost like we were talking about it the whole time. Rick's letting that one through, making the decision. They want the Buggy Boy for 7. I like that one. And then Ziggs getting locked on in here.
Not a surprise right there. Of course, you want solid wave clear. Again, this is the WRL formula recipe where the Kha'Zix can move towards top side while the Ziggs is busy going bot lane. One thing I want to see though, Yasuo for VK.
Okay, Riku.
Yes.
Why do you want to see a Yasuo for VK?
Because that's exactly what Vivo Key did and used back in Wild Tour with the Rakan setup for Katrina.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, especially when you already have the Rakan.
Yes.
I think on the opposite side, Ricks are filling out the flowchart, right? You've got the Varus that we wanted earlier. Ziggs fills that same role of being able to play safe in that bottom lane, get good clear. Now my question is, what does Clue have? What do you pick as a defensive option? I like the Galio. I would have liked the set. Vivo Kia didn't like the idea of there being a set in Clue's hands, so they banned it out.
Yeah.
Followed by the Galio. And now the pool is a little bit smaller, still looking at like Alistar as an option, that kind of engage that can roam because you have the Ziggs down bottom.
And this has felt like a pretty good draft here by Vivo Kid, by the fact that they've picked everything, that they've gotten mostly everything that they wanted and banned away a lot of the options that you said were what Rick's had.
Can I be smug for like 2 seconds?
Okay.
Oh, I love Smug J.
Galio, set, Alistar. Those are the champions you play alongside Ziggs. Ricks know it, I know it. Very well done.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where does Rix want to disengage to protect the Ziggs? But most likely, especially that Random and Seven had an amazing performance earlier, of course they want to supply that with engage.
I will say, Ricks, as we go into the final pick, lacking a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
I want to see some more teamfight damage in this composition, especially during the early game, because Singed and Ziggs are not going to come online for a while. Neither is Kha'Zix. Darius plugs that hole, is a team fighter during the early mid-game, can show up to the first dragon fight and do real hurt.
Rengar, y'all!
Yeah!
Rengar got locked in by Vivo Kid.
Okay, this is going to be super interesting, right? Because it feels like it operates quite similarly because, I don't know, damage, where is the damage? Of course, it's going to be a potential pick type of composition where you have a Hextech Ultimatum, then Thrill of the Hunt. Yes, a lot of squishies on the side. You got Ziggs, you got the Kha'Zix as well. But, my god, 3 tanky champions on the side of Rix. I feel like these assassins will have a hard time.
Yeah, Vivo Kid, I don't know how they win a team fight with this composition. They need a massive gold lead to get to the point where...
I think they're poised to do it.
But for Vivo Kid, you can't count them out.
Oh, yeah.
For Brazil, as we talked to many of their players before, don't sleep on us, don't sleep on this region.
Yeah.
And one of the things that the analyst desk was talking about, they brought up valid concerns that Vivo Kid's current composition does not bring that much consistent damage. It's not anything like a traditional backliner like, you know, the Ziggs that you're going to see. But one thing I do want to point out is with the itemization changes that we've seen, Divine Sunder being such a popular item, that is an item that alone allows bruisers to become sustain, tanky DPS machines, but as long as you get ahead on the gold lead, which that is going to be the key here for Vivo.
Yeah, well, the 2 things I want to raise about Vivo Kid's team composition is, yes, like our analyst Des said, it's a bit low on damage, but at least it's better than last game. At least the team fighting is much more simple this time around. What are we going to do, right? Rakan, Camille, Ranga, what do all these champions do? Package and Koki, Garen. We want to run into you, we want to kill your backline. Backline's only Doom, but they really want to kill him.
And when you think about the Wild Tour, when you think about what they excel at before, it's the late game team fights, the 30-40 minute bangers that you just see being played for almost an eternity. And for RIX, you know, I'm sure that they've played out long games before, but I don't think they've ever played against a Brazil long game before.
The ability to be explosive as well from the Brazilian teams. Let's see if that's something that they can pull off with a team comp that should, in theory, enable for it. Mena Cup's coming for Rome.
I don't think it's going to result in anything. However, Odysseus.
He has Ignite. He could kill him here.
He thought about it, but Random has the barrier. Odysseus just maintaining the freeze, doesn't want to disrupt it, forcing Random the recall.
I feel like Odysseus could have pressured that one a bit harder, but you gotta consider the context of the game as well. Elimination game, match point. You don't want to take any risk here.
Vivo keep taking their game slow. One of the big things here in the changes in this game plan, as you already mentioned before, because they are not relying on something like the Twisted Fate, you're not as pressed to explode in the early mid game. So it gives Vivo Kid a little bit more leisure, a little bit more lax state to see how they can just ease into the mid and late game.
Definitely, and Rengar though, even though he's also an ultimate reliant timing champion, he has a bit more flexibility with that because you can do the thing with Camille that we talked about. You get into the late game, Rakan, Rengar, Camille, just dive into the backline, right? So it's more flexible than a Twisted Fate. But still, you want to be making plays with your timings.
Oh, I think you called it before. Yeah, the hook shot doesn't land the flash, but you're just getting in range to set up first blood for Vivo Kid.
Absolutely nowhere to run for Snitch there. And the Hextech ultimatum gets taken down. 3 minutes on the clock as well. That means that basically every spell will be back up for the 4-minute timing play. And this is a good tempo for Vivo Kid. They're starting it off.
Immediately acting upon that level 5 power spike. And it all started with the lane state from Odysseus. He had an advantage in the lane against Random, set up the wave state, got the reset, immediately booked it to the mid lane, whereas Random was busy catching the top wave.
And that was the problem. They identified correctly that Random was trying to freeze the wave. Just like that, they go for the all-in, they're going for another play.
Oh, Grand Entrance lands the knockup charm for the charm as well. And it's Grand Entrance in the full combo from Mena. Doesn't necessarily get anything out of Random outside the barrier.
He is pretty low, and they're waiting for Hookshot to come back up, I think. I don't know why Random is so brave right now.
It's all about sending a message, Omo.
Yeah, well.
He had the BM stance. He's doing a little stutter step. He's like, you gonna do anything else? You got
Look
nothing.
at this, Rafa. Look at the trade here.
Oh, God.
Nothing Slash can do, nothing Lot can do. They're forced out.
There's a Super Mega Inferno Bomb from Doom that forcing Lord out alongside the pressure and the overwhelming amount of numbers from RIX. They're all inning on for the first brick on the bottom side of the map. 800 health, but not enough to take it out completely. Vivo Kid are able to defend for now.
Vivo Kid hold on, but look at the health of the bot lane turret. 800 left here. Slash has been left alone the entire game, and you gotta consider what champion is he playing, Rafa. It's not a Varus, it's not a Singed, it's not something you leave alone. Corki needs gold, Corki needs items. He's not getting any of that.
He wants that Storm Razor badly. You know, it's not going to be a Hole Breaker Corki that is split pushing for Eternity like we've seen the mid Corkis do. This is a Corki that is going to be doing some serious critical damage.
He's going to be diving in with the rest of them, I think. I feel like that's the goal here for Vivo Kid. Basically, all 5 members, get on your backline, dive in. That's basically the goal.
Yeah, I mean, Vivo Kid are basically avoiding one of the big weaknesses of trying to figure out how to team fight positionally.
Yeah.
If everyone's going forward, every man for himself. You just hit someone, go for a target, and the proactivity once again. Hextech ultimatum into throw of the hunt. They lock down the bug and they squash him.
And Odysseus has been the man of the hour here for Vivo Kid. He's been making the plays happen. In 5 minutes, he's gotten 2 picks.
Oh, Mena looking for 2 with the quickness. Charms up 2 members of RIX here.
Nice put him
Blue
out.
is forced out, doesn't pop the ultimate. Good patience, knowing that he wasn't in critical danger.
Oh, but Rift Herald resets. Because of this, RIX can go start the Dragon. They get the pick, but they get nothing out of it. It's just going to be an objective trade. That pick basically meant nothing.
And look at RIX. They might be able to at least stop this or slow down the Rift Herald take because it's only 1 member from Lord that is slowly whittling it down. But now with the Dragon being publicly taken, and is going to announce to the rest of Vivo Key that they can finish off the Rift Herald without any problem.
And Katrina with the Howlbreaker as well, getting the bot lane turret. That's going to be gold in the pockets of Vivo Key. 21,000, they have 2,000 gold lead. They have the Rift Herald. That's going to be so important against the Ziggs. You want to break that mid lane turret, but Ziggs makes it so hard. Rift Herald lets you do.
Yeah, huge change here for Vivo Key so far is that they're the ones leading with a massive gold lead, considering that in game 1, Vivo Key had the first 2 kills, but they were technically behind in gold because RIX were doing such a good job of neutralizing every single play. Whereas Vivo Key, they're actually getting the snowball down.
Oh, this is great.
Random. He still has Flash and Barrier, Tactical Sweep. He's almost getting closer. Mena gets the barrier out, but he should have enough damage thanks to Slash on the flank. Reinforcements coming in, and you can hear the cheers from the Vivo Kid members in the stadium.
And with Doom dead as well, that should be the mid lane turret down. They can't get top lane as well.
Clue taking half of his HP as an assault. Still trying to maintain defense of the Baron turret at the moment, whereas the rest of Vivo Key are starting to split up their forces. Pivoting towards mid lane. 3 onto top side.
Huge.
That's a massive knockup from Clue. Can you follow up from 7? Yes, he can! The Giant Bug's got giant claws, and he's ready to slash through Mena.
But that's just the support. The good news for RIX here is they don't lose any turrets, but they're falling behind in gold, they're falling behind in kills. Vivo Key just starting to pull further and further ahead, Rafa.
RIX now have an opportunity. They have tempo to push in this mid wave. No one is answering. They might be able to get enough chip damage to set up for Dune to at least get it down to 50% HP. Won't be talking out the turret quite yet here, but Vivo Key have to be careful the next time they give RIX an inch in the mid lane.
Yeah, you gotta consider the satchel charge power as well. They can easily just take that one down. On the flip side, RIX's own mid lane turret with the Ziggs in the mid lane should be up for a while, right? It should be up for pretty long. But because of the Rift Herald, it's down to 290. It's very easy for Vivo Key themselves to just come in, knock that one down, and Ziggs loses so much space on the map.
And don't get me wrong, Omo, and I was very impressed by RIX in game 1, their dominant performance against Vivo Key. But I'm happy that Vivo Key are fighting back, because this means that we're in for a back-and-forth series potentially, and it is Vivo Key once again on the assault. They get a little bit of a punt out from Clue, not any major resources used though, so RIX winning out on that trade.
Vivo Key don't lose anything in these plays, but they don't really gain as much as I think they could as well. Like we said, right, the context of this game, it's so important. You can't afford to lose it, you can't afford to throw it away. You have to be careful, but I feel like Vivo Key could be a bit more decisive, could be a bit more aggressive.
They're taking their time and they're being cautious about how they move.
Very cautious.
For them, thankfully, if you are a fan of the Brazil region, you have now amounted 3,000, 4,000 gold ahead of RIX. But if you're on the side of Europe, if you're hoping, if you have any concerns about RIX, it's not an insurmountable lead. They're still in this game.
They definitely are still in this game, and this top lane turret, Vivo Key, the eyes are set on it.
Oh god, Mena is far from home. Grand entrance, battle dance. Oh, he might, no, not enough. The Ignite took him down. Turret has been traded for his life. Can Vivo Key ensure that no one else goes down to make sure that sacrifice does not go down in vain? They have the mobility to do so.
Well, Mena was traded there for one turret. There's not going to be anything that RIX can take out of this. Actually, I say that, but they could go for mid-turret, and that would put them in a great position. For the Rift Herald, look at Clue.
Yeah, Clue is in great position to at least stop some of the rotations over from Odysseus. It is close, and they get it down, but Hextech Ultimatum as an answer onto Random, but great response from Clue. Punts Odysseus away. No more pick available onto RIX.
And RIX are holding on. They're stabilizing the game state right now. They're losing a little bit on the map, but they're managing to trade back. They're not losing as much as I feel they should. Like I said, Vivo Key not been pressing the advantage as much as I think they could. They're gonna get the Rift Herald here, but what can they get out of this? They need to be decisive. This is your chance to break the game open, Vivo Key. You need to grasp it.
Get a quick vibe and item check across the board for both teams at 10.5 minutes.
We're chilling.
Divine Sunders and Black Cleavers being completed across the board here for Vivo Key, which is what we were alluding to. This is not the old assassin full lethality build Rengar that is looking to one-shot squishies in the backline, because frankly, there's only one squishy. you have to be dealing with a bunch of bruisers in the Singe, in the Alistar, in the Darius, and so that Divine Sunder, both for him and Camille, is going to give him a lot of sustained power. Snitch Woo! That was close.
They miss. I mean, Vivo Key, it just feels like they're uncertain if they want to commit or not. You just use the battle, you use the Rakan ultimate there. You get the kill 100%.
Oh, maybe they'll go for round 2. They've already got the flash out of Snitch, and this time they can guarantee it, but Stasis from Doom, it's going to give them a little bit of relief. Mena! Que forza! They will not go from this Rakan!
No,
they get a massive blow to RIX, and suddenly Europe is on the back foot. This is the Potencia de Brazil at its finest.
That team fight was so close, but the MVP there, Mena, for sure, had everyone in RIX funneled into the choke point, and that just let him set up for the massivest Rakan combo I've seen today.
This is what Vivo Key are known for in the Wild Tour. Finding those team fights in the choke points where they all commit as one. No fear, no hesitation. Let's take a look at it again.
This team fight started off with Odysseus going in, trying to lock down the Ziggs. Jonia shuts that down, but because you're Stasis, you can't run away. Mena comes in, RW locks your entire team up. How do you do anything in that situation? Thankfully, Doom was live, but the fight continues.
And we're back at it again. Mena finding another knockup thanks to the efforts of Lord locking up Clue. Another straggler caught up on the Snitch. Protoboat away, but Mena's now on the hunt. Grand entrance into the quickness once again. Vivo Key are rampaging on forward.
Vivo Key pull ahead to a 4,000 gold lead here. Feel like they should have a bit more, but that's pretty good, Rafa.
For RIX, that means they're still within striking distance, but right now, the way that Vivo Key are playing this game, you have to play with caution because this 5-man squad, when they're running together, when they have the numbers advantage, it is so hard for RIX to fight back. However, Random has something to say about it though! The dunk onto Slash, and getting the flash out of Katrina shows that Random still got fight within him.
Random is refusing to lose right now. Slash shouldn't have gone in. He didn't need to. But look at this, the play continues.
Oh Lord is just trying to do his blue buff, but now RIX has something to say about all the plays that are being made by Brazil's second seed. But he gets out, flash over the wall. Mena has the quickness, charms him up, and it looks like Vivo Key's jungler gets out with the skin of his teeth.
Flash committed, but that's also flash committed from Clue, and you could argue Alistair Flash is more important than Rengar's. Good trade from Vivo.
All right, yeah, the action is finally settled down here. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of the action. It's been, but we need to catch our breath. This is a little too wild for us.
Let's try to figure out what's going on with the game state, right? It feels like Vivo Key are winning pretty hard. They've won like every fight, but RIX, they're still in this, 100%. It's still a close game.
Exactly. That's why there's still hope for Europe right now.
Yeah.
And this gold being stricken down from the outer turret means that there's still local gold that they can catch back up on easily.
Vivo want to cut them off here.
Oh, this would be great. You can
This
either
could be
force
huge.
them into a bad fight, or you can take the outer mid turret for free. They cut off the retreat path, but it doesn't look like the execution is there.
Yeah, it's a good call, but you don't want to start the fight on Alistair.
Lord, he gets put it back forth. He doesn't have flash from before. A great flip from Snitch, and that is the punish from RIX. And now the resets are coming in. They've got the movement speed. Can they run them down? Vivo Key on the run here, and Odysseus thought about a little bit of a flank, but he was like, that's one too many people. I don't want to go in on that one.
I'm just heartbroken Random didn't get to pop off right there. It's a bit sad when you see the Darius reset amount to nothing, but still fantastic engage coming in. Clue, Protobelt, headbutt, backwards, nowhere for you to go.
14.5 minutes into the game now, Omo. Dragons, one apiece for both Vivo Key and RIX. And as we stated before, Vivo Key has been making great strides forward in these team fights, but RIX is holding on.
They truly are, and you talked about this, Rafa. You said Vivo Key's late game potential could be the thing that wins them this game, could be the thing that keeps them alive in this series, in the tournament. But RIX, they're looking good here. Keep in mind, they lost to T1 in the late game. But that's the WCK late game, right? You can't really blame them. Maybe their late game is good too. Maybe we get to see it this game.
One doesn't simply take on a Korean team in the late game, Omo.
Exactly. You can't beat a WRL team in the early game. You can't beat a WCK team in the late.
And Vivo Key, the later the game goes on, theoretically they are favored. Slash right now with this package has a way to make sure that RIX don't enter into this pit. However, Elder Dragon is not coming up for some time here, but they find the pick package right on to Doom. And without the explosive master himself, that's a significant portion of damage that is gone.
I think you start Baron here. Rengar does a lot of damage to that. You have to crit 80s carry, but they're not gonna commit to anything, I guess.
Baron's a little too scary.
It's a little tricky, I get it. You don't want to risk throwing the game away.
And
Yeah.
then flipping 50-50 when the jungler's still up. Oh, why don't just go for another pick here? Random is separated. The knockup from Mana connects. He doesn't get the decimate swing. He's gone. RIX are now down 2-3 people. And with 15 seconds on the Elder Dragon, this could be Vivokeed's window.
This is huge here. Vivokeed with the Elder Inferno at that. They're likely going to be able to snowball their lead. The fight continues.
Oh my god, they have done it again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But fool me 3 times. And RIX lose out on their jungler. And no way to contest the Elder now.
That's exactly the point, Rafa. Vivokeed fool them over and over and over again. How many times can you fall for that? I want to say Vivo are doing an amazing job at setting up the traps, at setting up the baits. But RIX, frankly, are doing an amazing job at falling for it.
Classic debate maneuver finally plays into the hands of Vivokeed, the second seed of Brazil. And now with the advantage, the death timers, they are snowballing it into Baron because they know even if they want to pull off it, they have the Elder Dragon, they have the damage. You gotta be careful about Doom, Mega Inferno Bomb, but it only hasn't inflicted that much. You have Katrina on the backside just doing as much as they can, and now they turn off to the Baron. They turn for the fight. RIX doing everything they can to fight back, to hold on to this game, but frankly, it is Vivokeed all day. Viva Brazil! They are here to stay, and they're here to bring us to a game 3.
They're gonna bring us to a match point here, Rafa. And what a performance from Vivokeed. They played it patiently. They played it slow. They danced the objective. A very controlled win here for Vivo.
A performance muito bem from Vivokeed, the second seed of Brazil, showing their potencia, su força. This is Vivokeed at their best, and they are here to go the distance.
10,000 gold lead at the end of that one. It was a little bit slow, but it was very controlled. And Vivokeed, they had the lead the entire game. With that, they're bringing us to a game 3.
What a banger comp, dude. Just
It's sick, huh?
like, the Twisted Fate, yeah, I didn't get much mileage out of it, and Katrina said,
If you open the map, you own RIX's jungle, and that's the time you can keep rinse and repeating this thrill of the hunt into Hextech Ultimatum. Bam, kill people.
Right, the assassinations that were happening over and over again. Nice one. One, two, three. Bam! Nice, good job. All right, we take a look at these damage chart numbers, and Odysseus at the top side of the map for Vivokeed on the Camille, getting it done there, as well as that Corki that was just dishing out damage, but as you said, it was very much the knock-up from the Rakan, Mana getting the Rakan, great draft that ended up working out here, and then the nice wrinkle with the thrill of the hunt from the Rengar. I'd imagine that RIX is not going to give all these things back to Vivokeed.
I mean, it's the flip side, right? Vivokeed did know exactly what their competition did. They clearly had the conversation. They said, if we team fight, focus individual targets, everyone be on the same page, everyone sync